Hi guys, JoAnna from Indiana here with you today in the Buzz Kitchen. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving and today we are making some desserts. As you saw, I made chocolate chip cookies. I didn't make a video for the chocolate chip cookies, but I made the recipe off of the back of the margarine package. But I didn't use the margarine, I used butter instead. And then snickerdoodles, video to follow shortly. So stay tuned. Today we are gonna make a combination of two of your favorite things. Who doesn't love cheesecake? Who doesn't love pumpkin pie? I'm gonna mix them together. And it's gonna be an epic, delicious Thanksgiving dessert that your family will rave about for years to come. Stay tuned.
You're on.
Hi! It's JoAnna from Indiana coming to you live from the Buzz Kitchen. Well, not live. You're not going to see this probably till tomorrow. So, alive in the Buzz Kitchen. Tonight, on Thanksgiving Eve, I'm going to make for you a pumpkin layered cheesecake. And I am listening to a selection of public domain songs as to not get red flagged by the YouTube community. So, the first step in making your crust is you have to butter your pans. Now, if you haven't seen my videos before, what I like to do is take a paper towel, Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Remember when you were a kid, all the songs you first learned in school? Holidays are usually, you know, centered around children and just remember nostalgia and your childhood. Thoughts of delicious memories of things your grandma made for you. Okay. Our pans are greased. And we're gonna make our crust. Stay tuned. We're gonna make our crust, our filling, layer our cheesecake, and bake it. I forgot I have no bowls.
Well, fellow, I'd go so far as to
Alright, so we're gonna make our crust first. Now, traditionally, when you make a cheesecake crust, you would use 2 cups of graham cracker crumbs. But in my pumpkin cheesecake layered dessert, I use 1 cup of graham cracker crumbs, oh my goodness. And sometimes things get stuck, you know. Not everything always goes so smoothly, but we work with what we got. Now the secret to my crust is I use also then 1 cup of ground ginger snap cookies. And I just put these in the blender because I do not own a fancy food processor. One tablespoon of white granulated sugar. And 1/4 cup of melted margarine. I have chosen today to listen to a selection of public domain songs.
Done by who?
This is the guy who played Daryl on The Office and some guy named like Craig something. But it is public domain songs. So it doesn't like cause them to take the sound out of your video. And I am thankful for public domain songs. If you've ever watched anything about the history of public domain, and I might be a little off on this, there was like this whole thing where like the happy birthday song was not public domain and people had to be charged to sing happy birthday, and it had something to do with like Disney wanting to extend the public domain rights for Mickey Mouse and stuff like that when it like got to, I think it used to be like 30, 35 years, but now it like, he had it extended because he was still alive and using his thing and he didn't want other people to use his shit. Oh, his things. So, so when that was the case, then he, you know, he went to court, he did the things, and it got extended so that since he was still actively using his things, people couldn't use it. Which then pushed the public domain laws like out like, oh goodness, making a mess. Like, it was like 50 years or so. It was a lot. And
Explain what's going on in that bowl.
this is our pie crust. This is your graham cracker crumbs, your ginger snap crumbs, your sugar, and your butter. And we're getting ready to pour these into our 2 prepared greased pans and press them out. You split it up evenly. Wait, let me get it so you can see it. You split this up evenly, 2 pans. Oh, it's an itsy bitsy spider, you guys. Okay. Now for this part, I'm going to grab some of the handy dandy gloves. At some point, we have to do a comparison of the way that these gloves are big on me and tiny on Mr. Harper. But for right now, you're going to press out your crust. You're going to start in the middle and work your way out all across your pie pan and up the sides. Just gently, you don't have to press super hard. Just try to get it even. It's easier to get it even if you use a gentle touch. If you press too firm on a thicker spot, it's harder to break it back up.
I will say it smells like graham cracker in here, and it just smells delicious.
It is so good. Thanksgiving is the greatest. Fall time, harvesty goodness is the greatest. And then once you get it level, you give it just one good press around to hold it shape. The weight of your toppings is gonna keep it. That's one. I'm gonna repeat that with this. We're gonna be back to make our filling. So happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Have a couple drinks. We'll be right back. All right, so we're gonna make our filling. This is a 2-part process. So before we start that process, we're gonna go ahead and take a drink. It's just a little guy. Now, into your ready KitchenAid stand mixer, we're gonna put 32 ounces of cream cheese. That's 4 8-ounce packages. That's a lot of cream cheese. Get that out of there. I promise I washed my hands before we started. It's really quiet in here.
Oh.
All right. Bear with us while we turn on some music. I'm just gonna not do anything else until we get that going. Do 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 do.
Sexy public domain songs with Craig Robinson.
Okay. She comes. All right. Into our 32 ounces of cream cheese, we're gonna add a 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar. You're gonna mix your cream cheese and your sugar together until they're well blended. We always start on low. You know that, you know. I'm my own built-in splatter guard.
It smells like vanilla cake. immediately.
You use your rubber spatula to get the edges. Sometimes if you had a couple of drinks, you kind of mess that up a little bit, but there we go. Yum. All right. And then we add 4 eggs. And it says to add them one at a time, so we're gonna turn this on low. And we're gonna, oh! And I just dropped it on the table. We're gonna add 1 egg at a time.
There's more than one way to crack an egg.
Sometimes things get messy in life, you know. And 4. These are desserts we're going to be taking to Thanksgiving tomorrow, so I hope everybody enjoys. I'm going to real quick stop this and lift it up to scrape the bowl. That's a very important step. If you've ever learned anything about baking, is things will stick to the side. You want to scrape the whole side and down to the bottom. This can sometimes be messy. Messy happens in baking. But you want everything to be completely mixed together, not separated. So, messy means you're doing it right. Sometimes shit flicks all... Oh my goodness. Sometimes stuff just flicks around. We mix. We get a paper towel for our hands. Because sometimes we're messy. And we clean this mess up while that mixes up. Okay. Turn this up real quick.
Alright, how it works is when
Yum.
turn,
You scrape your bowl.
Here. Right. Okay. It'll land on one random singer that one of us can do.
Then you add in
one random song type.
1 1/4 cups of canned pumpkin. Not pumpkin pie filling, just 100% pumpkin. Yum. We're gonna add our own spices so you don't need the pumpkin pie filling. Again, messy. Again, worked 7 days in a row. We're just gonna keep cleaning as we go because that's what I like to do. Crank that up. Lower it down. We're gonna add into that a 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. One teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And that gives you your pumpkin pie spice that's usually in the canned pumpkin pie filling.
And it smells just like if you open that right now.
Oh my gosh, it's so yummy. Okay, so mix that up. And that is done. All right, and we'll be right back to fill our crust. All right, so we're gonna pour our prepared pumpkin cheesecake filling into our waiting graham cracker ginger snap crusts. You're just gonna evenly split it up half and half. Wah, wah.
That looks so delicious.
It's gonna be so good. It smells so good already.
It does.
All right, so once you get, and that's what the rubber spatula is good for, is you don't want to leave any of that goodness just to go down the sink. We scrape all that out. We worked hard for it. And then these go in the oven for about an hour, hour and a half, honestly, because it's cheesecake. So we're gonna take our pumpkin cheesecakes very carefully over to the oven because they're so liquidy.
What is that preheated to?
350. Oh, so careful that we don't make a flipping mess. And in we go. And we'll see you back in about an hour to check them. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome back, you guys. We're here to make the second layer of our layered pumpkin cheesecake. Now the second layer is the delicious whipped cream topping that anybody wants on any pumpkin pie. So, cheesecake, pie, whatever, you still are gonna want your whipped cream topping. The simplest thing in the world to make. We have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And it's thick, so it takes a minute because it's heavy. We have 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar, otherwise known as confectioner's sugar. If you're a confectioner like Willy Wonka, confectioner's sugar. We tap our cup because this happens. Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes everything needs a little help. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And that's all of it. That is all of the ingredients to make the most delicious fluffy whipping cream you'll ever have on top of your pie. Now how we do this is we start on the lowest setting. Oh my goodness. Hold on 1 second. Ken, stop. It's not plugged in.
Alright, so
It helps.
that has the light turned on again.
Sometimes it helps if your equipment is plugged into the electricity. Okay? Electricity makes electronic devices run. So, we're gonna start on the lowest setting. Oh my goodness, it worked! Look at the miracles of, Sir Isaac Newton and what? Huzzah! All right.
Tesla, a little shout out.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
on, he's the
Nikolai
best.
Tesla. Who else? Who else? Ooh, light bulbs. What is light bulbs?
Well, now we're getting into Edison again.
Edison. Thomas Edison. But
Tesla,
the Nikolai Tesla Thomas
Tesla
Edison debate.
Anyway, watch out. Here we go.
And then we crank it up one. And then this is gonna sit for a little bit. And
You're making that a little bit faster.
it takes a few minutes nevertheless. It's gotta whip itself together. Whip it good.
So 1 cup of heavy whipping cream 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar,
and 1
and 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
It's 1-1-1.
So now, if you didn't have this, you would just whip this together with a whisk
Yes.
as fast as you could,
Yes.
right?
And that is what our foremothers did back on the prairie when they made delicious desserts for all of the men working out in the fields and blah. Like, everything was like your butter churned. Everything you had to do yourself. So this is what they did by hand.
And then you get faster and faster.
Look at how thick it's getting. And then we just let this whip until it's got stiff peaks. Bomb chicka wow wow, stiff peaks. And then it'll be ready. We sit it in the fridge.
And what about the little midget in Twin Peaks? Is it close? I know not a lot of people are the 80s kids, but Twin Peaks was good.
Who killed Laura Palmer? And then look
It took no
at
time at
that. That is delicious. Look how fluffy. So that is the second layer of your pumpkin cheesecake. And we're just gonna sit. Hi guys. So we had a little bit of technical difficulties during our last video. The memory card and battery both kind of ran out, and I was kind of running out of steam as it was, you know. So we did finish our pumpkin cheesecake. We did finish our whipped cream. We didn't top them. They've been sitting in the fridge for a day. So here we are. It took about an hour to bake the cheesecake. It was about, I think, 55 minutes until it was done. And then they had to cool. The whipped cream was about done when that video cut off. So happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. And I'm going to show you how to top this with the whipped cream real quick and serve it. And then you guys go enjoy your holiday. So this is that whipped cream we made. A cup of whipping cream, a tablespoon of powdered sugar, and it was a teaspoon of vanilla. I would love to see some photos of things that you guys made for Thanksgiving dessert. During the holidays, you know, sometimes people get a little extra buzzed. So that was my extremely buzzed edition. But the cheesecake still turned out amazing. So there you have that. Smooth it out. Beautiful. And then, if you don't want, not everybody wants whipped cream sometimes. If you don't want to frost the whole thing, you can cut it into slices and just use it as a whipped cream. There's an extra piece missing because I already ate it. Way better than Cool Whip. And then I like to just sprinkle a tiny bit of cinnamon over the top. And there you have that. Pumpkin cheesecake from the Buzz Kitchen. JoAnna from Indiana here, wishing you a happy holiday. If you try it out, let me know how it turns out. I would love to see. You should try it out. You want a bite of that. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, if you like it, like, share, subscribe to the Buzz Kitchen. JoAnna from Indiana, Kenny Harper. We have a lot more things waiting for you guys, so stay tuned and have a happy holiday, you guys.